Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to download a bond data set for your academic research or for your general research using Datastream. Okay, so this is the interface of Datastream Excel add-in, or it's called Refinitiv Eikon. Okay, Refinitiv Eikon Datastream. So here there are lots of functions. Basically, you need to use the first two on the top. So static request or time series request, two request functions. And the first one is for just static variables. That means which they are unchangeable during the whole life. And the second one is just time series data. Or time series variables. So basically, by clicking these two, you will find actually the similar interface. Okay, similar interface, and you need to actually specify two things. The first one is just the IDs or identifiers or the symbol of those companies or securities, and the second one is you need to specify the variables you want to have. Is total assets, time to maturity, coupon rates, something like that. Okay, so by clicking the first one, you can here have a select screen. Okay, select screen. So by default, they are just equities. And as you can see on your right hand side, these are just companies, and you can change the category. So change the filter. Okay, you can have a look at other categories like economics, exchange rates, equities, index, bond, as well as bonds. Okay, so now here, if we choose bonds, as you can see on your left hand side, there are not companies adding anymore, because they are just now here. If you choose equities, these are just companies, because companies and their shares. But if you choose like bonds and convertibles, as you can see in the screen, they are bonds. So the names of these bonds, and you can do some further filter using the market of the bonds, the borrower, the issuer type, currency, activity, maturity, etc., etc. So basically, you can do some further filter using other functions. Okay, so if we choose corporate bonds, as you can see, the number reduce. Okay, the total number reduce. Okay, so so let's choose corporate bonds again. And then you can, as you can see, you can do some like, say, for the filter using the other categories, coupon frequency, exchange, etc. Okay, so basically here you can do some rough filter as some further filter. To choose the companies or choose the bonds you are interested in. Okay, so this is the first input bar, and then the second one is data tab, or the variables. So you need to select the variables you are interested in, and these variables are also related to their security tabs. So if these are equities, they are just some company related characteristics, like financial statements, those variables on their financial statements, cash, currency ratio, total assets, etc., etc. But if you would choose others like economics, they are just GDP's, population, something like that. So if we choose bonds and convertibles, they are just variables related to bonds. So as you can see, the number of variables related to bonds are relatively small. There are like more than 200 static variables and 89 static variables. So if you choose static variables, as you can see, you can have a look at all the static variables related to bonds. That means these variables are unchanged with time. Okay, so these are the static variables. And if you have a look at the time series variables, they are just the price of the bond, left maturity, spread. Okay, so these kind of things, yield. Okay, so these are YTM or something else. Okay, so this is just the general picture of downloading data from Datastream. So you need to specify first which companies you are interested in, and which variables you are interested in, using this this interface, this screen. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to really download a data set. So I would like to, I would just gonna replicate my downloading process. So here you can see there are 4 sheets, which is just a raw data directly downloaded from Datastream. So now the first column of this bond info, they are just general bond information of the bonds: borrower, issuer type, currency, maturity date, exchange. So these are general bond information, including their name and symbol. And using this symbol or this ID, you can use the downloading function status request to download this bond static variables. So here using this tab, which is the ID, okay, you can download all these static variables. It's not all of them, but I just select some of them. This ISN, is just a unique identifier of securities, as well as the amount of. So ES means the amount of the security. Okay, these kind of things. Okay, this is not panel data because all these variables are not changed with time. And also you can download some time series variables or say panel data. Okay, and we needed to say pay attention to this BUPCECD. This is very important because this is the linked ID actually. As you can just have a look at the definition of the ID by clicking the variable name. So here let's choose a static variable and find that's BUPCD. Where is this? Here. Okay, so BUPCD. So basically this is just the linkage variable within the Datastream database. It links bonds information and equity information. Okay, so this actually linked bonds and shares. Okay, that means using this ID, you can use this ID as an identifier of both bonds and equities. So you can use this basically, for example, you can use this ASIN because it's unique for bonds. This ASIN ID to download some variables of bonds, but you cannot use it in equity database. Okay, so for example here, because these two data sets are not the same. Okay, so if you use bonds ISN, you can now download the firm characteristics related to this bond. But now if you use this BUPCECD, you can download equity data. That's the case. But I will just demonstrate how it works. So for example here, we can use this BUPCECD as the code to download this cash holding. So these are cash. These are cash. Okay, but yeah, let me just demonstrate all the things by replicating the whole approach. Okay, so now let's just choose the first one, static request, and then we select the bonds we are interested in. Okay, find series, and let's just choose bonds and convertibles. Okay, Germany. Let's choose Germany. Okay, Germany, and the corporate bonds. As you can see, there are 889 bonds. So it's the number is good. It's not that it's not a large sample, which will save our time. Okay, so as you can see, these are just general bond information. You can use this blue all button to choose all these 800 bonds, and also you can choose some of them. It's up to you. So here, if you choose randomly some of them, as you can see, these IDs are here, and then you select the variables you are interested in. Okay, let's just randomly select some of them. Okay, and then click use. Okay, so here we go, and click submit. Okay, so all this kind of data are here for these 4 bonds, Germany corporate bonds and their variables. Okay, so this is just a short example. Okay, and as I mentioned, we can select all. Okay, Germany corporate and select all. So similarly, just means all these 800 IDs are here, and then select the variables. And here is a very important, or it's not quite important issue, but it's quite tricky. So basically here you see, as you can see, if they are like 800 German corporate bonds, you can use all, right? And also you can use this export function to export all this information to Excel file, and also you can use all to select all these 800 bonds to download data related to them. But yeah, so here these are just if we export all these 800 corporate bonds, and as you can see, there are several IDs. Okay, but this is the same. It's just like my first sheet, as I showed you previously. But here there is an issue that if the number here is quite large, for example, if we choose bonds, but the United States and the corporate bonds, so there are like more than 10,000. As you can see, there is no all button, no the small blue button, and there is no export function, so you can do nothing. Okay, so basically now if we want to download this 10,000 US corporate bonds, what should you do? Because you can now select all of them, and you cannot export the general information of all of them. Okay, so basically with some testing and research, I find that the threshold, so basically the all function disappear, right? So by testing this, I find that the threshold is like, I don't know the exact number, but it's like 4,000 or 5,000. So this is the threshold. That means if the total number of bonds you want to select surpass this number, 4,000 or 5,000, it's very likely that the all function, the select all function and the export function will disappear. Okay, so this is just a threshold. So to solving this, my suggestion that you just use some filter to reduce the sample size within 4,000 or 5,000, and to download this dataset with 10,000 bonds in 2 goes. So with 2 tries. Okay. So for example, you can choose here, if we choose United States, okay, corporate bonds, and then there are more than 10,000. Okay, so basically we need to reduce the number of bonds to download every time within like 5,000. Okay, let's choose this issue this. So these 3 are within like 5,000. Now see, as you can see, you have this all appear again. Okay, so basically you need to download several times if the sample size exceeds 5,000. Okay, so then let's just go back to our German bond dataset. So without these issues. Okay, so yeah, so bonds, Germany, and corporate. Okay, and select all, and let's just select some variables. I just randomly choose some. And now we need to have this, BUPCECD as the linkage ID. Okay, and submit. Now here we go. So now here, first column, they are just bond IDs, and after that, the other columns are just static variables. So they are bond static. Okay, so finally, because we need to use this BUPCECD as a linkage ID, so we need to use this ID again to download the equity variables. So there are really some missing values, so they could cause some issue, but it's not a big issue. That is because this kind of equity information are not even available in Datastream. That is why we do not have this linkage ID. But okay, but let's just go with it. And copy and paste it, remove duplicates. Okay, so these are just some unique firm ID. You can understand this way. So firm IDs. Now, this kind of ID, you can input it as the say company ID. So basically, again, the reason is you cannot use bond ID to download equity variables, but you can use this linkage ID to download firm characteristics. Okay, and then let's just use it. So again, request time series. Okay, obviously regarding firm characteristics, there must be a panel data. Okay, so similarly, you just import this kind of this. Yeah, you need to use this. Okay, to input all this ID here, select all these company IDs. Yeah, let's choose yearly as the frequency and just find the equity. Remember, it's equity variables. Let's just have word scope. Word scope in general is the database for accounting and finance, the finance variables. Let's just choose cash. Okay, and here is another issue. Why? The issue is every time just choose one variables, and I can demonstrate when you choose two variables or three variables. Okay, so I would just demonstrate the issue first and tell you why this could be a problem. Let's choose like two variables, cash and cash flow divided by sales. Okay, two variables, right? And okay, so as you can see, the issue is it will put it is not a general way of panel data, right? But here it makes the cash and I don't know, I forgot the ratio within the same sheet. So it puts a lot of difficulty for your data cleaning. This could be an issue. So basically my suggestion is just download one time series data every time. Just download only one. Okay. So yeah, so let's just choose only one variable and yearly. So that will be clear, nice. Okay. So these are just all cash holdings of these companies. Okay, and you can combine this data set and the bond one using this BUPC ECD again, right? So this is the thing. And there are some missing value, but it's absolutely fine. Okay, and obviously because I have demonstrated how to download like time series company information, but similarly you can obviously download time series variable of these bonds like their price or spread or time to maturity. Okay, so just select this the ID of the ID of bonds. Okay, and then select some okay, let's just choose the price of the bonds and use. Okay, and the yearly. Okay, click submit. Okay, so these are just time series variables for bonds. It's not for equities, not for companies, for bonds. So basically, if we just try to summarize the whole approach, the first thing is you need to specify the ID of bonds, and then you can download. You need to use the select screen to select corporate bonds you are interested in, and then using the ID you have of these bonds to download the static variables of these bonds, like their year to maturity, their amount at issuance, and something like that. And you can use the ID again with the time series request to download some time series variables, and to download equity variables or corporate or company related variables, you need to use the linkage ID BUPC ECD. Okay, so that's actually the whole approach.